What's up, everyone? Sean CountBlagorath here with an album review, this time the 2012 Napalm Records release of Moonspell, Alpha Noir. Quick disclaimer, this is a two-part record, a double album. I'm only reviewing Alpha Noir, not Omega White. Alpha Noir is supposed to be the darker part of this album. Omega White is going to be the more gothic metal variant of it, where this is the more heavy version. And when I heard about this album, I was very excited because one of my favorite releases, just in general, of the last 10 years is easily Night Eternal by Moonspell. That was a insanely perfect record. There's nothing I would change about that at all, and my hopes are really high for this. And the question is, were they met? And here's my answer. Kind of. I'm going to get started. The guitars pick up pretty much where Night Eternal left off. They're very melodic, heavy. Definitely a very heavy release. Mostly, though, for the most part, it's more melodic death metal oriented stuff, it sounds like to me. There's a few black metal tinges here and there, like on a couple tracks you'll hear the typical like black metal chord that has that individual string pick that gives it that very eerie sound, and I really dig that. Of course, as a black metal fan, I love that. There's some chug based riffs, which is very cool. It adds to really make it more of an accessible record and a lot more headbangable moments, which I love moments in records that allow that. The solos are very good, very fast, very precise, and I really dig that, of course. Then you have just the catchiness of some of the riffs. It's just very infectious when you hear them, and I think that's a really good thing to have. It's a very good quality. Now, my gripe with the guitar is it kind of feels like it repeats itself a lot. It kind of relies a little bit on the melodic parts to carry it more than the heavy, which I would have liked to see more heavy, or maybe even more clean sections, because the clean sections are fantastic. And in my opinion, that's what really makes Moonspell stand out, is their ability to do heavy and clean. And I think if they blend the two, it creates the perfect sound. Or with this record, it's much more about the heavy, but then again, that's what this disc is supposed to really focus on. So I can't really crap on them for that. The tone is very crystal clear, very heavy, lots of bottom end to it, but not too much where it drowns out the mix. Very good stuff. The bass, it sticks to what the guitar is doing. Can't really say too much about it other than it sounds really good. It's got a very, very crystal clear tone, and that's a really good thing. The drums have been pretty much consistent throughout the last few Moonspell records with Memorial and Night Eternal. Lots of double bass work on the heavier parts, more simplistic stuff during the mellow parts. Overall, it's a very good sound to go for, especially for these guys. I wouldn't want to hear something too over the top for Moonspell, because to me, Moonspell is about less is more. And with them, they're a great example of that. They're not the most talented musicians in the world, but they have enough talent to really make something special. And the drummer is no different from any other member in that aspect. Every drum sounds good. Nothing sounds synthetic. Nothing sounds too high or too low. It sounds really perfect. And I gotta say, the production and the mixing on this is very good. Vocally, I've always loved his vocals, be it the cleans or the screams. This album is focused on the screams, and I personally like his cleans a little bit more, but his growls are so perfect for the sound that they're going for. They're aggressive and angry sounding, but yet at the same time, it just feels a little more not so forced, I guess is the way I'm trying to put it. It sounds natural for him to do this, and I really like that. The lyrics are very catchy, of course. I love catchy lyrics and vocal melodies, and he has them on this. There's a few clean singing parts, very few, and I would have liked to have heard more, but then again, though, the second disc is going to focus on that, so I'm not going to deduct points. This is a very hard record to score because there's not a lot of the traits of Moonspell that really made me love them. Without those traits, it's a somewhat of a disappointment of a record, but for the heavy moments, they're the best heavy moments in Moonspell's history. So, if I had to give this a score, overall, I'm going to give this a very, very solid 8.75 out of 10. I really want to hear the second disc, because if the second disc is to clean what the first disc is to heavy, then this will probably be my album of the year. I'm really loving this a lot, and I suggest all of you check it out. Album is out in Europe on April 27th. Here in America, it is May 8th. Be sure to pick this album up. Support Moonspell. They're a fantastic band. When they come to your town, go see them live. I'm definitely going to try my best to see them. I don't care how far I have to travel. This is a great, great album. Highly recommended. 8.75. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And as always, keep it metal.